In his youth, Lewis often felt oppressed by authority figures and developed a strong dislike for them. The first boarding school Lewis attended was run by a man named Oldie. Obsessed with maintaining control over the boys at the school, Oldie's most stimulating element in teaching consisted of a few well-used canes. Oldie lived in a solitude of power. No man or woman spoke to him as an equal. In Oldie, Lewis noticed many of the same controlling characteristics of his father, who also expected obedience to his lifelong preferences from his sons at all times. After he left the boarding schools, Lewis lived with a tutor, Mr. Kirkpatrick. In his house, Lewis was knocked down sufficiently often, and he began to know a few guards and blows to fight for control over himself. Kirkpatrick was also an atheist and encouraged Lewis to expand on his anti-theist ideas. During this anti-Christian phase, Lewis's desire for control over his own destiny increased. Soon after, his brother was drafted for World War I. Lewis remembers deciding not to join up, instead saying to his country, "You shall have me on a certain date, but not before. I will die in your wars if need be, but till then I shall live my own life." According to Lewis, this rebelliousness stemmed from his deep-seated hatred of authority and monstrous individualism. No word in his vocabulary expressed deeper hatred than the word interference, Christianity placed at the center. When describing this disconnection from Christianity, Lewis described himself moving from the tyrannous noon of revelation into the cool evening twilight of higher thought, where there was nothing to be obeyed and nothing to be believed except what was either comforting or exciting to him. He said, "The enemy did this to me." By the enemy, Lewis directly meant Satan. With the overwhelming authority figures in Lewis's life, the connection between his resulting desire to control his own life and his atheist phase, it is not surprising that his devils took the form of controlling figures.